One of the big fish have been landed. The Seattle Mariners acquired Eugenio Suarez from the Arizona Diamondbacks in exchange for first baseman Tyler Locklear, their ninth-rated prospect, right-handed pitcher Hunter Cranton, their 16th prospect, and right-handed pitching Juan Burgos, their 17th prospect. Let's get into it here. Eugenio Suarez, obviously one of the big names, probably the biggest bat name at this deadline, especially in the rental department, which, yes, he is a rental. His contract is up at the end of this year. Has been absolutely phenomenal. A 248 batting average, 36 home runs, 87 RBIs, a stolen base, and an 896 OPS. He's been insane this year, and with that trade broke the record for the most home runs hit for someone who was traded at the deadline ever. I believe nobody has been traded at the deadline after hitting over 30 home runs
Never
before being traded. So that's
normally those teams are pretty good.
Yeah. Which Eugenio Suarez quietly had an awesome career. He's up to 312 home runs, 918 RBIs. He's had a really, really solid career. Where is he going to slot in? Third base. I mean, we don't have to watch Ben Williamson play third base every day, which will be nice for the Mariners. Gives them some pop in that lineup. And all of a sudden, this Mariners lineup looks really interesting. J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozarena, Josh Naylor, and Eugenio Suarez. There's going to be some bombs hit here with this squad. With what Julio could do, we know what Cal Raleigh can do. Now we have the top two home run hitters on the same lineup with Raleigh and with Suarez. Randy Arozarena can hit bombs, and we all know Josh Naylor can do the same. This lineup is sick. What's your first thoughts here? Suarez to the Mariners, and then we'll talk about the prospect return afterwards.
Yeah, my bigger thing was, why did they do this at midnight? Although I was awake for it and went, oof, that was that's kind of exciting to have midnight news. But A, why do they do it at midnight? B, I feel like the haul's a little bit less than I was expecting. I know it sounds crazy considering it was number 9, number 16, and number 17. I know that's a little bit crazier to say, but I believe that Suarez. I thought Suarez was just going to get a lot bigger of a package. That's what she said, based off of what some of the teams were saying. But it's still a decent sized haul. You got a big first baseman, and then you got two pitchers that, hey, that's what the Arizona Diamondbacks need right now is pitching. So I don't doubt it. But Eugenio Suarez was the biggest name at the deadline, and poof, they got him.
Yeah, and two of the players that the Diamondbacks acquired in this trade could make a impact in the case of Locklear tomorrow, and in the case of Burgos at the end of this year, and definitely next year. So they've definitely were able to acquire a couple decent prospects that can make a difference for them heading forward. Tyler Locklear, first baseman, did make an appearance with the Mariners in 2024. He struggled, only played 16 games, had 45 at-bats, struck out in 20 of them, hit 156, 224, 311 for a 535 OPS. So he wasn't very good in its very limited sample size, but in Tacoma this year, 316, 401, 542 for a 943. So he's been hitting in AAA really well so far this year. He was okay in AAA last year. He had 260 there, but definitely has looked better this year in AAA. And he is the prize piece of the return here, is a first baseman with control that can maybe slot into their lineup as soon as like this week, especially maybe he's a DH. Maybe he allows Christian Walker to DH a little bit, something along those lines. But they do have their first baseman of the future there, potentially with Locklear. They do have one guy who's a little far away. Hunter Cranton is currently in high A. He's appeared in 8 games in high A. He is a relief pitcher, 8 innings, a 1.13 ERA, a 154 opponent's batting average, .88 whip. So he's been really, really solid. Granted, very limited sample size in high A. They give him a 70 grade fastball, 55 grade slider. So he's a 2-pitch pitcher, 45 control, 40 overall. If he can get his control good, he can be a really solid reliever for this Diamondbacks team in a couple of years. And then they also got Juan Burgos, who's currently in AAA right now, who could be expected up by the end of the season. He has a 55 grade fastball, 50 grade slider, 50 grade cutter, 45 grade control, overall 45. He did make 4 appearances with the Seattle Mariners, 6 2/3. So very limited sample size there, but he did pitch a decent amount. My bad. He has made an appearance for the Mariners, so would not surprise me to see them slot him into the into the bullpen potentially here down the stretch, especially with obviously they're not going to have Puck, they're not going to have Martinez the rest of the year. Here's somebody you can slot in to give you some innings in that bullpen as well. So the Diamondbacks got 2 guys that can make their roster this week, and then obviously they have a little bit of an upside guy, a reliever in high A with Cranton here. So overall, I think the return is solid if they're looking to compete next year.
Yeah, I don't hate the return. I thought they were going to get more.
Yeah, I thought when I first saw the notification that the Diamondbacks acquired that the Mariners acquired Suarez, my first thought was, okay, Harry Ford's on the way back.
Should have been. Honestly, why not? Because he's kind of blocked. There's a guy named Cal Raleigh on your team.
Here's the thing: you're able to make this move without trading Harry Ford.
Yeah,
allows you to be extremely aggressive today, and trade if you want to move him. You can get a really nice player back if you're looking to do that. So keep an eye on the Mariners, who can still be aggressive for maybe some bullpen arms or another bat or two. But anything else you want to mention before we head on out for this one?
Nope, that should do it.
All right, so that's going to do it for this one. Big trade here. Suarez to the Mariners in exchange for Locklear, Cranton, and Burgos. That's going to do it for this one. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next trade video. Peace out, guys.